Yes, you can, or I can. The Alter believes in us so much that that foolishness that we might entertain, um, we can overcome it. We have the permission is granted, capability is ours, and the reason is because it's the true reality of who I am deep down in my heart and in my soul. That's the key. It's a part of me. So it's not like I can choose right from wrong because, you know, God said so, and and that's the way many people, God says right from hey, he gave 10 Commandments. You're not allowed to murder, you're not allowed to steal, whatever. Can't speak ill about another, you know, of a loved one. You're not allowed to speak ill, lashon hara. No. So oh, if you do that, you're gonna get punished. You do this sin, you're gonna get punished. That's how most people look at the relationship with God. But no, that's not what we're learning here. Learning here is that the relationship begins from within. That I have the power from within. I have the capacity. I have the permission is granted. The capability is within me. Yes, I can, because it's part of the makeup of who I am. That hidden love in my soul that yearns to connect and does not want to be disconnected from God. I can always have that as my reality. I can bring it to mind and therefore not allow the spirit of folly to override me, to overcome, and to think that in this moment there isn't a disconnect in the foolishness that I, might otherwise choose. That's what we're holding. That's our reality. All right. Any questions, any comments, any thoughts on this? 2 question marks before you ask a question. A reminder, if you want to take this to the next level, we're doing starting next Wednesday, a 6-week course, Meditations from Sinai. And we'll take this stuff that we're doing and bring it to the next level. If you're interested, please go to jlimontreal.com and sign up. At least take a look. Denise, does Hashem present you with a mitzvah in order to connect with Him, giving you the freedom to choose? For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so the course that's coming up, will be on Zoom only. It will not be on any other platform. For those who do sign up, and if they can't make it one week, there is a recording of it just for those who do sign up for the course, though. So again, JLI, Jewish Learning Institute, the acronym, Montreal. Take a look at it. And how do we overcome the guilt and regret from causing disconnections? Guilt and regret we should have, but not guilt. Be careful with guilt. Guilt will lead you to despondence and then lead you to a downer. Just to recognize, and this is so beautiful, how empowering, and we spoke about it at great length yesterday, that, by the way, also you can go to TanyaRabbi.com get all the latest, or to YouTube, Tanya Rabbi, to if you miss something. How amazing it is. The disconnect is only in the moment. Even for idolatry, the disconnect is only in the moment. I can reconnect thereafter. That's amazing. So guilt, ownership, and to recognize the spirit of folly that entered, and to the spirit of folly that entered, and to own that and to improve on that. But wow, the next moment I can just turn around and connect. Golda, what is the best way to help those who, like a baby in captivity, to find the inner connection to God? One mitzvah at a time. Someone who is very removed from their Jewishness, bring them to one mitzvah at a time to let them connect. Jess has a question. If one disconnects from Hashem due to sin, or prevents oneself just before they commit a sin, but there is still a residual negative feeling, and the feeling of disconnect, how can one ensure that the connection to Hashem is not tarnished or fully restored even when those negative feelings remain? So again, that's the ownership. We need ownership of the sin, right? Feeling regret and a resolve to do good afterwards, and then do good. So you had a negative feeling, right? You had a negative feeling towards a loved one. I experienced that myself, to be quite frank. And then I realized, okay, that's wrong. And then I transformed the negative feeling to something positive towards that person. So you can change that in a moment. You had a negative feeling. Know that that's a spirit of folly that's wrong. Because what's a negative feeling? A negative. That doesn't mean that you can't say something negative to that person about what they did, but not a negative feeling, right? There's a distinction. Someone did something wrong, and you might have a responsibility to make them aware of it. So make them aware of it. But that doesn't mean you have to have a negative feeling. That's a tricky one. I'll learn more about that. But yeah, that we are all capable of rising to that if we so choose. Does that make sense? I hope that helped you, Jess. What happens if one repeats the sins and does other sins, and each time? Listen, that's going to happen. We're going to be repeat offenders. It could be repeat offenders. That's okay. That is okay. That's the nature of who we are. We're going to be repeat offenders. We are not a Beinani. We're only Beinani in training. So anybody on Instagram or on Clubhouse, something to share? Let's see. All right. No one here. All right. To be continued. Lori has a question. All right. Oh. Is connection to Hashem, to God, a thought and a feeling that we are aware of? I'm not certain what you mean that. Connection is a fact, whether you're aware of it or not. We're not going to be truly aware, but we can be mindful of it. But we're not going to experience it. Something we spoke about at great length. It's so powerful, the connection to the essence of God. It's too much that we can experience, but we can be mindful of it, as we need to be mindful right now. How awesome this moment is that we're connecting in a perfect unity with God through our study of Torah right now, which is beautiful and amazing. All right. Beautiful, as always. And to be continued. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Judaism, Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Thank you for joining.